Hey YouTube, what's going on? Thought you might like another one of these videos. I've been putting it off for a while. Sometimes you're not really feeling it, But today I do. I'm trying to make it so you can't see so much of my kitchen. There we go. um, Today's little show, I think, is going to. I've got two of them that are like this. They're both called Roots. This one's Roots number one, and this is all Celtic stuff that I used to play a lot more often than I do now. I'm gonna close that. Most of them, I see a lot of the ones that I'm going to do in this one and in the other one because that's just how it is. I got to know from Niamh Parsons, who's a really well-known Irish folk singer. Her arrangements of stuff are just so beautiful, and she's got a really lovely voice. My mom and I sort of discovered her like right when I started learning how to play. So a lot of the stuff that I do from that tradition is from her. But there's a couple other things too. And yeah, it won't be like the last one I did. I'll stop in the middle and do different things. And you might see my eyes kind of flickering because some of them, it's been so long since I've played that I don't remember the words. So I've got a bunch of them at the top of my screen here, and I can peep the lyrics just in case I forget, because sometimes I do. So the first one is called A Kiss in the Morning Early, and it's really cute. Okay. 'Twas early one morning, a fair maid arose and dressed herself up in the finest of clothes, and off to the shoemaker's shop sure she goes for a kiss in the morning early. The cobbler arose and he soon let her in. His arm and his hammer were neat as a pin, and he had the will for to greet her so slim with a kiss in the morning early. Oh cobbler, too soon we'll be wed, and nestling together in a fine feather bed. So give me 2 shoes and 2 buckles of red for me kiss in the morning early. The maid tied the shoes round in back of her waist. She praised his good cobbling and shoemaker's taste. Then home to her father she mournfully faced, for it was in the morning early. Oh father, I've got me a man, and he is the one I would wed if I can. As handsome as ever in leather did stand, for me kiss in the morning early. The father was thinking and thinking again, for to wed her to riches and have them for him. Who knows but it might be a prince or a king that she met in the morning early. Who knows but it might be a jobber from town, or a wealthy sea captain who sails the world round. A man with some thousands and thousands of pounds that she met in the morning early. So the father was smiling, his daughter embraced, but touching the buckles he drew back in haste. He spied the red shoes round in back of her waist, for it was in the morning early. Oh daughter, he started to shout when he did discover what she was about. God knows, but 'twas none but that old cobbling lout that she met in the morning early. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. These 2 shows, I'm thinking about St. Jude's. That's kind of who I'm thinking of as I do these pieces, because I would normally do them mostly at St. Jude's, which is the care home where I'm chaplain. And the next one that I'm going to do, I play there a lot because it's very relaxing and a little bit zen. It's called O'Carolyn's Draft. It's really cool. The story behind it is so delightful. So O'Carolan was like a just sort of, I think, just pre-Victorian era harpist, and he was blind, and he was really, really good. And there's this legend that says that he went to see a concert by the virtuosic violinist Paganini, who played this amazing, beautiful improvised piece, and then said to the audience, "I bet that none of you can play as well as me." And so Carolyn got up there and somehow had access to a harp and played the whole improvised piece again by heart, and then played this one, which was also apparently an improvisation. So this is called O'Carolan's Draft. I love that piece. Okay. The next one was one of the ones that I really liked from Neve Parsons. I'm trying to remember what album it was on. I've forgotten. It was In My Prime. That was the first one of hers that I got, and it's really good. We actually bought it in Ireland. My mom and I, it was the first time I'd ever been overseas, and we went to a music store because we were doing a lot of driving and back when HMV still existed. And we went in and we asked the guy behind the counter, like, okay, we're like from Canada, tell us what we need for the car. And so he gave us 3 or 4 different artists, some of whom are like, I think, quite obscure. And Neve Parsons is someone that's not like super well known, I think, outside of Europe, except in like the Celtic scene. And her album, I think, was like the all-time favorite. And so we bought 2 more after just like being so into that one. So this one is from that album, In My Prime, and it's called Horo Johnny. Horo is kind of like an exclamation. And a lot of her stuff is like, I don't know, this one has kind of a kick to it, but it's lonely. That's what I like, why I like her stuff, is that it's often a little bit lonely, and it's very Irish that way. Okay, Horo Johnny. I'm just gonna pull the lyrics up just in case. There we go. I'm pretty sure I remember this one. Horo Johnny, won't you come home soon? Winter is coming and I'm all alone. A candle is burning in me window, love, and the wild geese, they are going home. A young man's love is something to behold. First it burns and then it soon turns cold. You whisper in the moonlight and your hand he'll hold, then he'll vanish with the morning dew. And it's oh Johnny, won't you come home soon? Winter is coming and I'm all alone. A candle is burning in me window, love, and the wild geese, they are going home. He'll court you in the meadow in the summertime. When first you love, it is the sweetest time. He'll promise a golden ring, and then one day he'll vanish with the morning dew. And it's oh Johnny, won't you come home soon? Winter is coming and I'm all alone. A candle is burning in me window, love, and the wild geese, they are going home. You'll be waiting for his footsteps in the lonely room. Listen by the window, he'll be coming soon. Your heart it will be breaking by the early dawn, for he'll vanish with the morning dew. So come on, you young men who are in your prime. A young maid's love is like the rarest wine. When first you taste it is the golden time, sweeter than the morning dew. And it's oh Johnny, won't you come home soon? Winter is coming and I'm all alone. A candle is burning in me window, love, and the wild geese, they are going home. And it's oh Johnny, won't you come home soon? Winter is coming and I'm all alone. A candle is burning in me window, love, and the wild geese, they are going home. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Okay, what's next on my list? This one a lot of people know quite well, and it's much beloved. And I mean to tell you, like, if you feel like singing along with me, that's totally fine, because you're probably at home, right? No one's going to hear you if you are self-conscious about your singing, and you shouldn't be. No one should be. Well, the summertime is coming, and the hills are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows among the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? To pluck a wild mountain thyme all among the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my maid a bower by yon clear and crystal fountain, and in it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck a wild mountain thyme all among the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love, she did leave me, then sure I'd find another to pluck a wild mountain thyme all among the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, And we'll all go together to pluck a wild mountain thyme all among the purple heather. Will you go, lassie? Go. Will you go, lassie? Go. Will you go, lassie? Go. That's one of my favorite ones. I don't know how to. There we go. Okay. The next one I have is actually, what do you call it? A cappella. Yeah, because that's fun. I think this one's also on one of Niamh Parsons' albums. I think Blackbirds and Thrushes. And if I was better at playing the baran, which is the Irish frame drum, I would play it to accompany myself, but I'm not that good yet. Maybe in a little while I will be, because there's not much to do around the house except practice instruments and make things. So I should make time to do that. So in the meantime, I'll just sing it. This one's called Sally Sits A-Weeping. Let me get a beat. Sally sits a-weeping down by the seashore. Poor Sally sits a-weeping down by the seashore. What ails you, my jewel? What ails you, my jewel? What ails you, my jewel? In sorrow to mourn. Well, once I had a true love, but now I have none. Well, once I had a true love, but now I have none. He's gone and he's left me. He's cruelly deceived me. He's gone and he's left me in sorrow to mourn. Last night in sweet slumber I dreamed I did see. Last night in sweet slumber I dreamed I did see. Mine own precious jewel kept a-smiling by me. Mine own precious jewel kept a-smiling by me. But when I awakened, I found it not so. But when I awakened, I found it not so. Mine eyes like some fountains with tears overflow. Mine eyes like some fountains with tears overflow. I'll set sails of silver and steer towards the sun. I'll set sails of silver and steer towards the sun. And my false love will weep, my false love will weep. My false love will weep for me after I'm gone. Sally sits a-weeping down by the seashore. Poor Sally sits a-weeping down by the seashore. What ails you, my jewel? What ails you, my jewel? What ails you, my jewel? In sorrow to mourn. I really like that one. Okay. Let's do a good Scottish one. A good Scottish one. One of the residents in St. Jude's is a Scottish lady, and I love her because she still knows like almost every word to every hymn and every song that I do. And it's like one of the few things that she can still do is she'll sing along with me. And she loves it when I do the Scottish ones. Now, I think this is usually the key I play it in. Sounds about right. Ye banks and braes of bonny Doon. Ye Ye banks and braes of bonny Doon, how can ye bloom so fresh and fair? How can ye chant, ye little birds, and I so weary, full of care? Thou break my heart, thou warbling bird, that wantons o'er the flowery thorn. Thou minds me of departed joys, departed never to return. Oft have I been by bonny Doon to see the rose and woodbine fine, and ilka bird sang all its joy, and fondly so did I with mine. With lithesome heart I pulled a rose full sweet upon the thorny tree, and my false lover stole my rose, but he left the thorn with me. Ye banks and braes of bonny Doon, how can ye bloom so fresh and fair? How can ye chant, ye little birds, and I so weary, full of care? Thou break my heart, thou warbling bird, that wantons o'er the flowery thorn. Thou minds me of departed joys, departed never to return. Oh, I love that piece. It's so good. Okay, what's next? Oh, this is one my mom has always really liked. This one's also on the In My Prime album. And it's just really sweet. It's a really sweet song. So this is one of the ones where I actually remember the Gaelic, but not necessarily the verses. So here we go. Okay. This one's called An Pashtin Fionn. Stosa morun, morun, morun. Stosa morunis mograga. You are my delight and my comfort all night, and I'll wrap you up tight in my arms. An Pashtin Fionn is my heart's delight. Her heart shines out from her two eyes so bright, and the bloom of the apple in her cheek so bright, and her neck like the swan on a March morn bright. Stosa morun, morun, morun. Stosa morunis mograga. You are my delight and my comfort all night, and I'll wrap you up tight in my arms. Oh, love of my heart, my fair Pashtin, your lips are as red as the rose's sheen, but mine have touched no other eye than the glass that I drank to the health of my queen. Stosa morun, morun, morun. Stosa morunis mograga. You are my delight and my comfort all night, and I'll wrap you up tight in my arms. Were I in the town where sports prevail between two barrels of sweet brown ale, and my fond Pashtin upon thine ears, I will sing to her pleasantly. Stosa morun, morun, morun. Stosa morunis mograga. You are my delight and my comfort all night, and I'll wrap you up tight in my arms. Kind friends and neighbors, they say I'd go from all the prettiest girls that I know, but from you, my dear, oh never, oh no, till I lie in the coffin stretched cold and low. Stosa morun, morun, morun. Stosa morunis mograga. You are my delight and my comfort all night, and I'll wrap you up tight in my arms. That's a good one. I like that one too. Wow, I'm already at the end of my of what I'd set out in front of us. Okay, I've got one more, and well, when I first learned to play, I did a lot of busking, especially down at Granville Island. That was basically how I made a living when I was in college. I made a lot of money around Christmas time, usually enough to pay for most of my housing and stuff like that, because I got a lot of gigs at Christmas time, especially a lot of corporate gigs with this. And then in the summertime, I would busk 6 days a week, about 4 hours a day. I had wicked calluses back then, and when I think about that now, I can't believe how much I sang. And I don't remember being tired by it. And now I'm like, oh man, I can barely do 2 hours anymore. But when I was in Granville Island, I was an indoors only busker because they had outdoors too, but I never had the amplification, so I would play indoors. And everybody knew that the best place to play was in the net loft, which is like an enclosed kind of set of many different stores. And it was just like there was a spot where people would sit and eat lunch, and so people were actually listening as opposed to busking in the market where people are going by all the time. And so I would always end at the net loft, and I would usually do pretty well there. And when I was able, and especially if my mother was there, she would do it with me. We'd do a duet. We would do this song. And so this is what I will end with tonight. It's called So Here's to You. And again, I'm going to need to pull the lyrics up because it's been a long time. And I wish that my mom was here to sing it with me. Wherever you are, I love you. God loves you. And I hope that you have gotten some joy from sharing music with me today. And I'll do another one real soon. And this goes out to you. When first we met, complete awkward strangers, we did not know if we could be friends. How soon we came for to know each other, and now I know we will meet again. So here's to you and our time together. I will share with you a parting glass, and I'll bid adieu with some smiles and laughter. Our time apart will be short and pass. We've talked of dreams and of new tomorrows, of yesterday and its dark despair. We've had our share of joy and sorrow, and now we part as friends who care. So here's to you and our time together. I will share with you a parting glass, and I'll bid adieu with some smiles and laughter. Our time apart will be short and pass. A long, long road, well, it lies before me, and fate will take me where it will. But through the valley and over mountain, I will not forget, but remember you still. So here's to you and our time together. I will share with you a parting glass, and I'll bid adieu with some smiles and laughter. Our time apart will be short and pass. That goes out to everybody, and also to my best friend Hester on her birthday. We totally sang that song to each other many years ago when I was leaving. I think I must have taken the train or something to where she was at, and we were at the train station, and she started singing it to me, and I sang it with her, and it made everybody around us cry. That's just the kind of person that she is. I love her, and it's her birthday today. So much love, and so much love to you and yours. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it, guys. I love you. Take care of yourselves, and you can find me on Twitter at Clarity Sabbath, ClaritySabbath. I'm on Facebook, I think, as Clarity Harp, and I'm on SoundCloud as Clarity Harp as well if you want to hear some of my music. And if you follow me, I think I'm also Clarity Harp on Instagram, or Clarity Sabbath, one of them. You'll find me. And if you follow me on social media, you'll be able to see when I do my next live show. So love you. Take care. Stay safe.